Hi, I'm Praveen here from wildvfx. Join me in this tutorial where I will walk you through the features of the latest animation tool, Cascadeur. We will also dive into a comparative study with traditional 3D animation tools. So, get ready to explore the cutting-edge advancements in animation. In this video, we will be using this character to conduct a comparative study of animation and poses. This is just a low polygon model which has been skinned and it has been rigged. So we are going to drive the poses through the inverse kinematics. We are going to make the poses in Maya and also the Cascadeur. So in Maya, through IK we are going to make the poses, and with the same poses we will be trying to achieve in the Cascadeur, and we'll see how much fastly we are going to achieve everything. So before making the poses, let's have a quick glance about the Cascadeur. Well, this is the Cascadeur's homepage. Cascadeur is for 3D keyframe animation characters. With AI assisted tools, can make poses really fast with the physics algorithm. You can access the sample assets of characters and animations under this sample tab. I would like to show a demo of Cascadeur's asset with this Unreal's mini character, so let me select it. Once you import the character, you can see the character stands with the auto posing mode. There are many modes which we will see later. This is the auto posing rigging controllers, where we can access under these edit mode switches. We'll see the remaining modes later. As of now, it's in the auto posing mode. It has a big dot controllers and smaller controllers. The big dot trick controllers or the main controllers, once you move it, the remaining small dot controls also follows the big one. Regarding this auto posing, this auto posing controllers predicts the poses with their AI powered algorithm as we move the controllers. The front one is the directional controllers. You can see the body directs with the help of this main controller. The beauty of the selection the controllers is awesome in Cascadeur. Once you select a controller on a single selection, the control gets selected. If you want to select the controllers under its hierarchies, for that you have to double click the controller. Soon the entire controllers under its hierarchy get selected. That let me show the gizmos. This is the gizmos tab, where you can translate rotation and selections and everything you can access over here. As of now, I am using the translations with the help of the shortcut key W. You can move the character. To move the entire foot in the sense means under the toe and everything, if you want to rotate with the help of the foot pivot, once you double click it, the entire foot gets selected and you can rotate it. So this way you can access and make the poses. So the auto posing tool is the most effective tool to make the poses easily and fastly. The next one is the point control mode, where you can access the each part of the body with the respective dots. You can see means which respective point. Once you move this control also, you can see the knee or otherwise the elbow also. Once you move the wrist, the elbow gets affected but the body won't affect. This is not like that auto pose mode. And this is the joint mode, and this is the mesh mode, and this is the rig mode, where you can see all the controllers, box controllers, the light blue one or the rigid bodies, which calculates the physical simulation of character movements. I hope this is enough to get understand of the basic rig controllers in Cascadeur to make the poses. So let's start making the poses from our 3D animation process from Maya, and we'll come back again to the Cascadeur. Before making the poses, let me delete all the rig controllers in Maya. I'm going to export the skeletons and the geometry as FBX format, rename it as female01. Now I'm going to import this asset into our Cascadeur. Now a window pops up, asks to enter into the rig mode or not. I've selected no. Why? Because let's have a look on the joint mode, how the asset has been imported along with the geometries and the joints. To do that, let me switch to the join mode, select a join, go to the rotate tool. Yeah, I can see the informations on the skin, everything. As like the previous asset of what we have seen, the rig controls of auto posing and point controllers, same thing we have to bring it to our, means we have to create to our female asset. So to do that, let me click this rig mode button, which asks there is no constraints data, everything. Since there is no constraints, it has only the skeleton. Now a rigging tool window appears on the left panel. Click the quick rigging tool button. The quick rigging tool window gets appeared. Here you can see the graphical representation of the human character. On the right side panel you can see the bones of the Cascadeurs, which we are going to map from these configurations of our bones. You can see over here the bones, everything, which we are going to map these bones to our Cascadeur bones. So to do that, I'm going to select this root joint, going to map this to our pelvis. Once I do it, you can see the gray dots have become in blue color, and you can see on the right hand side the pelvis has been mapped to root. Same thing we have to do for the remaining joints. For the stomach part, I'm going to map with the spine one. There is no point of mapping all the bones, but we have to cover the nearest region. So I'm going to ignore the spine 2, and now I'm going to map the chest to the chest part. Now everything we have to make it to the blue color of those gray dots. Now I'm going to map the neck to the neck, and then head to the head. Then for the arm part, I'm going to map scapula, shoulder. Forget about the twist joints, we will map it later. Elbow, wrist, hip, toes, everything. Now we'll do the right side with the help of the mirror objects. So map the fingers to the respective bones. Same way for the fingers, later we'll do it. Now for the twist joints, we are going to map it. I need to set my twist axis to the x-axis, so let me set to x-axis, and need to mirror the left part to the right one by renaming the suffix underscore L2 underscore R. Now select the create new object. Let me check overall everything has been mapped, configured properly or not. Now click the add rig elements. This helps to create the rig controllers. Yeah, the box controllers, everything has got generated. Now we need to generate the entire rig. To do that, with the mirror option YZ, click generate rig. Yeah, now our character has been rigged. Let me save the file as female rig. As like previous asset of what we have seen, the same thing, auto pose mode has got created. Make sure that as of now in Cascadeur the auto pose tool works only for the humanoid characters. Yeah, point control also working properly. These are the box controllers. As of now the gizmos are in the global mode. To switch, click here local mode and you can access it. Yeah, now we have got the rig to make the poses, so let's go to the Maya and start creating the poses. Now I'm going to split the layout into two panels. The right one I'm going to set for the side view and the left one I'm going to set for the front view. Here I can access between perspective and the front view with the help of this view cube. Same way I'm going to set the layouts by hitting the spacebar as a shortcut key in the Cascadeur, and I'm going to use these cones to set the side view, and same like the selecting the view cube, I'm going to switch between the perspective and the isometric view. In Maya I'm going to start the pose with this pelvis. I'm going to make the pose with the offsetting with the 3 key poses. First key has to be in the offsetting pose, then I will make the character to jump and I will make the character to settle in the same pose. Then same thing I'm going to first let me save the file. Before creating the poses in Cascadeur, let's have a look on the animation timeline. The right side has keyframes and the left panel has animation scene objects tracks, which contains all the arms, all the objects like arms and everything has been categorized as like tracks. And to set the FPS as like 30 FPS, we have to set the animation FPS over the timeline settings over here as 30. We have matched it. Now it's time to start the poses. Okay, I'm going to start with the pelvis. Once I move the pelvis, entire body is getting moved. The blue dots are the active controllers. See, once if I move the leg, the hand is getting affected, which means the hand is not being activated. To know more about it, once you select the green dots, once you update the pose, it becomes blue color. See, like this. To deactivate that controller, hold Shift and Z in the keyboard. Soon it gets deactivated. What's happening here in the sense, see, if I move the hand, the body and the head is following the hand. So I'm going to activate this key, which it shouldn't get follow. Now if I move the hand, the body is not getting moved, but the head is moving. So now I'm going to activate the head. As like this. Now if I move means I can select both pelvis and the head at a time. I think I can adjust the pose by leaning forward. Later I'm going to adjust in the Maya also to lean forward. Now the pose have been adjusted. I'm going to set the keys at 10, 20. Here I'm going to use this key icon, otherwise with the shortcut key F I'm going to create it. At the 20th frame I'm going to update, which means I'm going to make the character to jump I'm going to clap the hand, something as like this. Means I'm going to make the pose closer, and the end pose I'm going to settle it as like this by spreading the hand, means by stretching the hand as like this. This is the pose. Same thing I'm going to achieve at the 10th frame. I'm making the character with little jump. Everything works with the AI powered algorithms. Yeah. Now I'm going to set the tangents, means I'm going to update the tangents from step to clamped to see how the animation works in between the keyframes. We can see some weird actions before reaching the 10th frame. Same thing, we are going to do it by selecting all the keys with the left mouse button and set the interpolation type to clamped over here from step to bezier clamped. Once I click this, the interpolation between the keyframes has turned to blue, and I'm going to set the timeline with the last keys by clicking this button. Now the timeline has got fixed. If I play, I can feel the same animation over here also. There is no secondary motions, whatever it may be. The same thing how Maya has shown, we are getting the same effect. To move on the secondary motion and everything, I'm going to select this auto physics mode, where a duplicate copy of our character has got created on the left side. Here we can feel some mass of the character on the green color, means the duplicated copy has physical based algorithms for our animation. So I want to feel some secondary motion at the end, so I'm going to extend few more frames by selecting all the activated keys. I'm going to copy the end pose by holding the shift and the middle mouse button, and you can see there is no updation on the auto physics, so I'm going to enable it again, and I need to update my interpolation type to bezier clamped again, which everything turns to blue. Go to auto physics. Now we can feel it. The settle motion has got some updation without making any other keys, but in Maya we can't make it. But anyhow, we are going to update the in between keys to match the arc, means to tune the arc. To do that manually I had to set the key for the IK, but here I can go to the tracks, find the arm, select the exact keys, means the hand part, means the arm. I'm going to select the arm keys by selecting through the left mouse button, dragging the left mouse button, and switch the IK to FK here. Now you can see without adding any keys, it's maintaining its arc. At this moment I'm going to stop doing the animations in Maya, which I'm going to continue in Cascadeur to fasten the animation. Yeah, we can feel the mass of the character, the settle of the secondary motion of the entire body itself. Now, settling the character, we have extended few frames, 10 frames. at the end. The same way I'm going to anticipate the character at the beginning. To do that, I need extra 10 frames at the beginning itself. So let me contact the animation tracks, select, extend the key timeline, select the keys and drag with middle mouse button. Now I'm going to redisable the auto physics. Now select the first key, shift and middle mouse button, which copy and paste the key at the 10th frame. Now select the auto physics. Yeah, now you can see the anticipation motion at the beginning itself. Yeah, so in Maya we have to create the own key by placing the character down and everything. Here it has got updated on its own. Let me update the anticipation key with few updates. To beautify the animation, I'm going to do some secondary motions for the hands. Before that, let me save the file. Okay, to control the physics behavior, we need to go to this physics settings tab. Under this there is one option. We have many options as secondary motion, spring motion, compensation motion, and all have its own features. Okay, first let me make the green character to left side by setting the values to -200. Okay, and now let me select the secondary motion to on. If I play it, there is no updation on my hand, means the secondary motion. To update it, I need to select the objects, means the hand, and if I give on under the object properties for the secondary motion, I make sure we need to select all the keys by dragging the left mouse button, and make sure to click this button which turns to red color, means that all the keys getting update of what the values which I'm going to give. Now we set the value to 30 and check. Now you can see my hands are wobbling. We can also control this with the damping values, which dampens the amplitude. This looks fine, better, but I would like to update the animation. Once the character jumps, the hands has to be stiffer, means I want as like by default itself, so I'm selecting all the keyframes and setting the default values itself. So while settling down, I need the secondary motion, but not for while jumping up. So while settling down, let me adjust the values for the local blending, and we can also try other values also. As of now, let me try with this, and damping values 60. For the last keyframe also, let me update the damping values. Now let me check how it works. Fine. While jumping up, it's stiff, and it has secondary motion while settling down. Now just for the fun part, I just want the hand motion to be a kind of spring animation. I'm just trying it, that's it. To do that, I'm just going to switch on the spring secondary motion on by selecting all the keys, clicking this button to red, set it to dynamic. You can also play with those rotation stiffness and rotation damping, everything. Like all this, you can try all these physics settings for the compensation motion or whatever it may be. Everything you can try. And let me go back to my previous animation by switching off this spring secondary motion. Everything you can try. Now I would like to transfer my auto physics animation to my source animation by clicking this snap to auto physics, give SS. Okay, and soon you can see the light blue colors which those interpolation type, now it has been fixed with this green color. You can see the interpolation type as fixed, which means you can edit the keys. To edit again, you have to switch to another bezier clamped or whatever it may be, to another interpolation type, and you can edit the keys. So as of now it has been fixed, and you can see to our character itself, means the animation has got transferred to our rigged character. You can see the rigs also got blended with these animations, all box point controllers. So with the help of this auto physics, we can make the keyframes, means we can reduce the keyframes and makes the animation faster and easily. Now I'm going to export this animation as video format under the file menu, export video. So this is the basic process of animation working on Cascadeur, where we can also try more options of trajectories, graph editor and so on to fine tune the animations. So using Cascadeur helps us to animate in 3D more efficiently, allowing us to focus more on the creative aspects of 3D animation. Then starting today, all our tutorials will be released under the hashtag wildvfxlabs. Hope so you enjoyed this video. See you on next video. Thank you.